Hey there, how are you getting on?
Oh, we are getting along just fine. I said, Fence is gonna be on, so I'm just gonna keep talking until he makes himself into the room.
So sorry about that. Just technology getting the better of me.
Listen, I have other people do my run my technology for me, so I'm not mad at you.
Nice. Glad to hear it.
I
One day I'll
if
get
you
there
miss
as well.
if you missed it, we just played one of your songs before you came on. God Games.
Oh, nice. Thanks so much.
It's really nice. It's really nice. I didn't expect to hear that from you. I don't know
Okay.
what I expected, but that was a really, really, really great. It was just fantastic. It was
Thanks
just
so
fantastic.
much.
Your voice is so deep.
Cheers. Yeah, thanks a lot. Like my earlier stuff is a bit more acousticy, kind of like that, you know. Probably the further back you go, the more acousticy it is. I'm trying to go a bit more electronic with everything these days, but you know, kind of trying to integrate the
Oh,
two.
I like the acoustic. I'm gonna be honest. I like the acoustic sound. I like acoustics.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Yeah, me too as well. Like, I mean, that's naturally what I would do. I'm just trying to kind of adapt to like audiences' reactions over time and things like that, you know. Like my all my first EP that I released is really mellow, just all acoustic stuff, but it's maybe a bit too mellow sometimes for gigs. I suppose it's just finding the right audience, you know.
See, I think you will find a huge audience here in the states because we were just talking about that. We call it, I guess, like more like neo soul or something.
Yeah.
Here, like a Jill Scott, India RB. Do you know those artists?
Yeah, yeah. Cool. I'm glad you're making those
And,
comparisons.
and
That sounds
yeah,
good.
that is the vibe I got when I heard that song from you. This last song, that's the vibe that I got from you.
Awesome. Cool. I'm delighted to hear that. Like, yeah, well, if I can find more people who are interested in that, then I'll go back to it for sure.
Well, listen. When we get through COVID, you can make your way to the states, and you trust me, you will have an audience.
Awesome. Delighted to hear that. Hopefully one day I can get over there again then, when all this madness is finished.
Madness across the board.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Crazy. Are you
crazy.
guys managing to cope all right with business at the moment and everything?
You know what? A lot of our businesses are just starting to reopen, but the thing is that people don't want to wear their mask and they don't want to social distance, and that's
Yeah.
been a problem here.
Okay, yeah. People just not wanting to engage in anything if they have to do those things with it. Like, really, is it?
Yeah, it doesn't help the fact that we have an asshole for a president. Oh, stop,
Yeah.
please. Yeah, we have a real life prick. So and he doesn't want to wear a mask, and then you have those followers that say, "Well, he doesn't wear a mask, so I don't have to either." And
There
then
you go,
so they
yeah.
go, so they
Yeah,
go.
if you got that sort of a role model, then you're not really gonna have many people stepping in line, are you?
Exactly, exactly.
Sure,
I tell
he's
you,
got
we have.
coronavirus now, hasn't he?
What was that?
Donald Trump has coronavirus now, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he has it now, and he claims that I kicked coronavirus's butt. You know, he's stupid. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. And walking up the stairs. Yeah, he's an idiot moron. And he probably had it for several weeks, and he infected I don't know how many people because his silly ass didn't put a mask on.
Yeah, he's going around shaking everyone's hands like,
Yep,
well,
yep,
I'm
yep.
glad to hear you're calling him an idiot anyway. I didn't want to be the one to say it.
Oh please, he's an idiot, asshole, jerk, dickhead, whatever you
He's
want to call him.
scumbag,
He's
like.
among
Right.
friends here. Yeah, yeah, you're among friends here because we
Cool.
think he's trash. We think he's trash.
Yeah, it's about half of America like him and the rest of the world hate him.
Well, here's the yeah, half America likes him, right, and the whole world hates him.
Yeah, yeah, like no one
Yeah,
else other than just those Americans like him. It's just
yep,
about half
yep,
of
yep, yep,
America
yep,
like him,
yep.
and then every single other person on the planet thinks he's an idiot. Like,
Absolutely, I am so glad you said that. Oh, thank you so much.
oh well, glad we
Oh
don't
my
have him
gosh,
here
oh my
anyway.
gosh. So here's my question for you. You describe yourself as a lo-fi indie singer. Explain
Yeah.
that to me because I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, well, it's always hard to find kind of labels to put on things. Obviously, like labels are kind of like it would be kind of against my intuition to try and put a label on things, but I've just
Mm-hmm.
had to kind of adapt just for marketing purposes to try and kind of put it into some sort of box, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
lo-fi, like, I mean, a lot of my methods, because I do every single thing I ever record is in like a home studio environment. Like I've never
Okay.
released anything from going to a proper studio, like a proper studio, you know, like
Okay.
everything's always been in like a bedroom studio type setup. So that's kind of where the word lo-fi is stemming from, because it's quite unorthodox methods. You know, I might be like recording like me like clicking in the bathroom or something with like a quite a bad quality microphone and then trying to
Oh,
mix all,
okay.
you know what I mean? It's kind of like
Okay,
that's
okay.
kind of where lo-fi is coming from. But I'm often hearing the word lo-fi these days, just associated with just chilled out music, you know?
Okay.
Very much so. Like a lot of the music that I would listen to, like a lot of lo-fi hip hop, it's all like really, really down tempo, mellow stuff. So just that word lo-fi seems to just describe chilled out music these days. So I thought it was quite
Chill down.
seemed pretty relevant to put it onto my stuff because I use a lo-fi recording methods and it's very chilled out as well. So, and then indie obviously is quite a broad term. It kind of describes like every different type of music, you know. But I
Okay,
guess
okay.
the actual going back to the roots of the word indie just means independent, doesn't it? You know. So
Yeah,
I
right,
thought
right.
that was kind of the best way of describing it, like chilled out indie stuff. It's hard. Like if you got a better idea, then I'd be open.
I don't. I just thought it was unique, and I was like, okay. So when I read that, and I started getting an idea of what your voice would sound like, I never thought it would sound like it does. But I think it's amazing. I'm just gonna be right out of the blunt and say this. You blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
You know, but I love that. That's what makes me just like, oh my god, he's got this voice, his amazing talent. And I've always said that to me about even about like European singers and whatever. I've always loved the vibe that you guys put out. And I know you're an island, but I always love
Good.
the vibe that you guys put out because it's almost like you take some of what we do here in the States and you embrace it and make it your own.
Nice.
Is
Yeah.
that something that you've done?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, I've definitely drawn a lot of inspiration from American artists. Like, I mean, the market in America is so big. Like pretty much all of the artists over the years I would have listened to would be American, you know? So,
Mhm.
100%, yeah. Like, I mean, it's hard to see it from, because this is what I know, you know, that like it's hard to see, like, you're obviously seeing kind of like a foreign point of view looking at me, but it's like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So, but yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I would have drawn so much inspiration from all these different American acts over time. Like, I mean, a lot of the old school hip hop and everything would have been like I've listened to a lot of hip hop over the last few years would be actually kind of probably my main source of inspiration with my recent stuff. So yeah, like
Because you know you almost have a really even older than the hip hop. Your music sounds like it has like an old soul to it, like an old
okay,
spirit
cool.
to it.
Nice. I'm delighted to hear you say that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I love it though. I love it. I think a lot of European artists that I've interviewed, you guys to me stick with the vocals. It's like it's more pure. Your music to me is more pure
Okay,
and
yeah.
not so electronic and not so mastered or whatever. So that's the one
I
thing
know
I
what you
love.
mean, yeah. Not as
Mhm.
sanitized, kind of like a bit more
Yeah,
raw. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I find myself listening a lot these days to a lot of like most of the bands I can just almost guarantee if I find a band that I like, they're either from Australia or New Zealand. I don't know why. It's like something about those countries seem to be just producing all this music that I like like of recent years. Like pretty much every time I
Okay.
listen to someone and I read into it, it's like, oh, they're from Australia. I don't know why. Maybe it's like the sun or something over there is just making them make the music that I like to listen to at the moment. So it's cool how culture influences the sound that we make, you know?
There's a group that I interviewed and they're called Little Grace. And I believe they are from well, they're from Ireland or England. Little Grace, Liverpool. Oh, they're from Liverpool. You
Cool.
have to check them out.
What are they
They're
called?
called Little
Little
Grace.
Grace.
Look, they're called Little Grace. And
Cool.
they're a five-piece ensemble, right? No, it's three of them. Oh, it's three. So it's three of them. It's three of them. And
Sweet.
I interviewed them. They're amazing. They are amazing. They have that kind of it's like they sing from their soul. Like whatever is happening in their lives, is that their music tells a story. And I
Nice.
love their music. So you definitely need to check them out.
Cool. I'll definitely look into it then. That sounds
Yep.
awesome. Always take a good advice for a new artist to find. I was just listening to this girl called Arlo Parks in the car there on the way back home today. She sounds
Okay.
so amazing though. Her voice is just like you're saying, it's just such pure lyrics and everything. It was like,
Yeah.
you get that
Yeah. Yeah.
tingling feeling of like, there's something that was right with this music here. Like, so
See, and
that's
that's why I
cool.
said I want musicians to get back to that purity. That just sing
Yeah.
that to music. Don't worry about all of the studio, the electronic stuff. Just yeah, just sing. Because you sing, if you're singing this really good, you touch my spirit, and that's what I think music should be. Do you agree?
Absolutely, yeah. Like I just going back to like what I was listening to in the van there on the way home. It was just so simple, like raw, just acoustic guitar, barely even
Mhm.
recorded, and just her voice alone was just like, oh, this is amazing. Makes you feel way more than any sort of electronic elements and beats can ever
Yeah,
do, really, isn't it? For
yeah.
sure.
So
Oh,
I and
cool.
I just been noticing. I've been interviewing so many people. They're like, who was the other night we did? Little Grace and who else? Harry Comfort. Harry Comfort. Harry Comfort.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
have you heard of them?
Yeah.
You heard of Harry Comfort? I had them on.
Class. Sweet.
Yep, I
Nice. So
had them on.
you guys do a lot of interviews then, quite regularly?
Yep. Usually Wednesdays are our interview days, but yep, we're usually pretty booked up almost now until through November. So to get
Sweet.
you in now, I'm like, yeah.
Happy
So
days. Like that's just the beauty of the internet these days, isn't it? Like you can find all of these different people from little pockets of the world, no matter how big or small they are. Like
yeah,
it's awesome.
and
Like
and I love the fact that we can reach across in this and bring people over here, and then they can hear us over there. I love that we can do that now, especially now with this world. We need to feel connected in every way.
yeah, 100%. I just got to get over my technology issues and move forward. Like, yeah, no, for sure. Like, I mean, it's the way the world is now. So yeah, we all got to jump on this train really and do our best to try and stay connected for sure. Like.
Do you see when you sit back and look at the world, what do you see moving forward? How do you see the world moving forward? How do you think we're all gonna like come through this COVID experience? Lord willing, we all will. How do you think the world is going to shape up?
Well, like I hope that we can, like, I mean, a lot of people have gained a lot of perspective from COVID and
Mhm.
kind of like really taking a look at what's most valuable for them, just from, there being such limitations of everything you can do, and you really start kind of getting a bit of perspective of what you actually need in your life. And so, like, you obviously just need like the bare basics of, food, shelter,
Mhm.
water, support of your family and friends. And like, I mean, for the environment, other than like all of the single-use plastics and everything that are because of like for sanitary reasons and whatever,
Right.
it's been
Mhm.
great for the environment, this COVID thing, isn't it? Because no one's been traveling unnecessarily, all planes, everything have stopped. So it's like just reduced everyone down to a simpler life, which if we can all try and maybe continue that in some way, I think will have a tremendous impact and maybe keep the planet going for a little bit longer before we destroy it?
Do you think I remember back? I think it was like around March 16th or something. It was like I think that was the time when everybody went on lockdown. And it was like the world literally stopped.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just like, whoa.
It was
I
weird.
wasn't that wild? It was just like the whole world, every country just stopped.
It's nice knowing that everyone was on it together, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
often you kind of go through your ups and downs and you're going through it on your own, but it was like this moment of unison where every single part of the world are all on lockdown at the same time. I mean, it felt like, I know, look, a lot of people have suffered very badly from this, but
Yeah.
me personally, like I'm lucky enough that my living circumstances and job and everything are have been quite well suited to it. I mean, I just built a recording studio in the garden of my house here. I live in the
Okay.
countryside anyway, just on like up a mountain here in
Okay.
Southern Ireland. So like the lockdown for me has actually been very nice because there's not really, other than having like my tour canceled and everything, I've just been here at home with my recording studio, and this is just where I am all year. I'm delighted. I wouldn't want to do anything else. So I just
So,
hope
so,
that
so you have actually done something positive. And I said to us, I know we all can complain about the things we don't have or the things that we miss, but you have to find the positivity. And I think that we've done that too. I'm gonna be honest too. When we first went on lockdown, I have painted pretty much the entire house of my house. My mother would call and say, "What you doing?" I said, "Oh, painting again." She's like, "Oh my God, yes." I really went from room to
yeah,
room to room and
you and me
painted the
both.
whole thing.
Yeah, me and my partner were painting all of our house there recently as well. Like, yeah. Why not though? Like, I mean, it kind of like it forces you to kind of think outside the box and start gaining
Yeah.
interest in like simpler things. Like, I mean, we kind of started planting up loads of vegetables there. We grew tomatoes,
Ooh.
so it was nice to kind of like Well, I guess it's just going back to a more like primitive way of life where you can't go out to the shopping center and
Yeah.
doing all of these things that are kind of quite temporary